Wagwan. Hola, 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 hola. How are you? Wambaje. What in that? Wasinda. Those are the different greetings from all over the world. So I'm here to take you through a reaction after research. Of course, you understand that in this world of YouTube, as a reactor, you have to keep opening pages and pages before you find what to talk about. And as I told you, sometimes I find too hard just to say, congratulations. Anyway, as I start, of course, I congratulate MWANGO for going on with her progress. Otherwise, here there are some points I still have to talk about. It's a congratulation to you. However, when I hear some information being, transmitted in air, I have to ask myself, D, are you thinking about these people? Because if they are actually after your neck in this war, I've seen this Ernesto are being influenced by GINTU and the rest. Are you not afraid about maybe the future? You may build a wall, a villa and all that. Don't you think with this kind of battles surrounding you, it's not safe at all? Maybe you believe that with your brothers around everything is safe, but I would restrain from such an environment. It's not a very healthy one. As far as we are talking about envy, we are talking about bad energy, we are talking about naysaying. So guys, from my opinion, I'm giving my opinion. Don't call me a witch. I've had names being called on the streets, demon, witch. Don't put me in that class, because as for me, I just look at what gaps have to be covered. Of course, I've started with congratulating her, and I'm very genuine in this. As I've told you, it is not only her who is doing this progress. Yeah, it's not only her. But I think she has made a progress, because when we look at the fact that she has, once she gifted herself of land, there was also land that she bought with the brother, I think so. And now there is this. So, MWANGO, I'm just asking you, why couldn't you go and build in the land that you gifted yourself as a birthday present? Hey, guys, if I were you, but I'm not you anyway, I don't know why even I'm saying this, but if it was me, I would have preferred land that does not have any controversy. You know, land that does not have battles, people fighting, wanting to cut each other. Guys, did you see that clip? And, like you see people like GINTU who worked in your brother's home and then turned, and now they are after, taking videos, doing all this, running around. You never know what can come up. You never know. These people can get sympathizers who can, work alongside them and bring you down deep. So I'm just giving advice. I know you will not take it. I know you will not take it, because recently you said you don't need our advice. You don't need anybody's advice, because of course you have your brother there who is the mentor, the role model and everything. But let me tell you, D, I will not tell you that you are a fool. Of course you are not. I'll not tell you that you should not take risks in life, but some risks are not worth it. When you live in land that you will not be exiting, as you are worried about the safety of your vehicle, the safety of your family and all that, hey, I think that is another thing. It is a different world that you should avoid, my sister. That one I can avoid by all means. Anyway, maybe you rely on the fact that you have your brothers there, they'll always be there. But I've seen things happening, my dear. I've seen things happening, and I don't want to be a prophetess of doom. But I've had a friend in Kirinyaga, very rich. She drives a very expensive car. She has gone through hell. Her home has been invaded many times. people breaking in, whether you have CCTV or not. I don't know what security you plan to have in future, so that you are so sure that by building a villa there, by building a villa there, you'll always be safe. I just hope that you'll have enough money to keep your security at par. So guys, I think you saw that as materials were being poured. Dee is very happy. She was excited, by the way, giving even surprise to her mother, and her mother was so happy. And I was like, okay, Mama Marwa, please, you should have advised your daughter. You are just congratulating her, forgetting that there is doom ahead. This is African society, and we understand. Even not Africa alone. You know, I've watched a lot of crime documentaries, and what I see, I just hope that you will be safe from that, girl. I just hope so. I'm not an naysayer. I'm not a prophetess of doom. I'm not a witch. But I always take precaution. I always take precaution. If I see any controversial land, there is a time we bought a land in Nairobi with a group that is the Akira Friends. And we realized it was a bit controversial. My goodness, we had to just switch using that group. Of course, it's the real estate group that had led us to this farm. We had to switch very fast and buy another one. So that is just a simple advice I'm offering, but people will take me as a fool, a prophetess of doom, or whatever. But I'm just talking from experience. My father also bought another land, and of course the family was very controversial, arguing about the amount of money given against that. In fact, he had paid almost 900,000 for that land. But do you know, like 3 months later, when the land in that area appreciated, the family was like, this man duped them. You know, so I'm talking from experience. People are here and they are talking, but they don't have that experience. I'm talking from experience now. So my father had to be forced, you know, to engage the lawyer. And the case has been going on and on for long, but he's making it anyway. He had to add money. From 900,000, he has added about 200,000. Can you imagine? So just take precaution, because such things might come up. Such things might come up. Just check on how much you paid, because we have not heard of that. We've had videos here and there about that land, but nothing about how much was given. Hey. Hey. Let's watch this video anyway. Now, I want us to get into the deep, the dark, the black and white of this land. And I was like, you know, you remember the previous video I made? I was asking, where were the people? You know, because I understand matters of land. Most times when somebody is selling land, a son must have their mother or father there. And I knew. I was just thinking within myself and asking myself, Dee, were you that stupid to buy land without having a family member involved? Hey. Now guys, if you're on the streets and you don't know about the reality in this, I always look for those gaps. Now today I found the gap in GINTU's video. GINTU expressed clearly in this video that, you know, this video whereby he has labeled in a very controversial way, by the way, to start with, that DEE Jr. suspected by police to vandalize whose shop? Mogesi. Hey, Nyabohanze, Nyabohanze, Nyabohanze. You will kill us one day, Nyabohanze, with your drama. And I was like, okay. So you go accusing someone on YouTube, just like your wife came out to accuse you on YouTube. Now here you are accusing DEE Jr. Hey, wonders will never end. I know DEE Jr. has his gaps, and of course I'll always look into that. But GINTU, I think you have more skeletons. More skeletons in the cupboard. More skeletons. And this is a red flag. This is a red flag, guys. It means that GINTU has been lying to us a lot of things. You know, the video he made that day, he went around talking about the land that has been grabbed. And I was like, okay, can they go grabbing? Then they sign. Of course, they are saying the stepfather is the chief of that village. But the chief should also understand the law. And I was waiting a moment to just get the truth about how comes this land was bought and no family member was there. But today, GINTU himself forgot everything and he was testifying. Guys, he was testifying that this land he has been talking about and referring to it as grabbed. It's not a grabbing aspect. Maybe he should talk about duping if he thinks it was bought cheaper. In fact, I saw him in the other video laughing and saying land being exchanged with a motorbike. And that one,
he went
to
buy it with
we disagree, right? Because we saw
not sell
DeMwango
it.
clearly. The only thing I've blamed DeMwango up to now is, why should this man buy a motorbike after land that he should not sell that motorbike he has bought? For heaven's sake, let me not divert my attention. Let me stay focused. And my focus is GINTU. What is your trouble in this village? Because when I look at this video, you are running around from Mogesi's shop. You are here with sitting with this man. I've just forgot, Mayani. And you are there. You are talking about DeMwango and that family having grabbed land. Grabbing land, you don't even buy. When you grab land, you just go use it and you find favor from officers and you take it. So I wish you use another name. So GINTU was indicating to us that DeMwango had grabbed land. But today, he reversed his statement and indicated that they, Mrima's father had been sent away from Ian Marwa's home, of course the villa, during the sharing of those charity things from the trench coat grandpa. Of course, all of us saw that. We also saw Mrima watching, eating rice and bones. I don't know how. Anyway, it happens in this family because they are alcoholic, sick. So, of course, then, when I added 1 and 1, what I got is that the father of Mrima, or Morimi, was convinced to come and be a witness. Of course, all of us who have bought land understand witnesses are paid. You give them maybe 2,000 or something, not much money. So, Murimi's father agreed to sign that this land should be sold. Did you know that? Today I got that
I'm not part of the program and I don't want you to sell the land. So this boy talked about you have lost it. So I was about to give you. Do you understand? Whenever you have to put a signature, you have to get a little bit of money. So the guy talked about you have missed the money and I'll never give you anything. So they lured the father. The father, how he was thrown out, and he was lured because they are a little bit getting some of the influence because of their brain. I don't know because they're just influenced in a slow motion way, and they were just liquored, and he was told that go and sign, will give you something small for you to compensate yourself and go forward. So right now they are in good terms, and the father is no longer even at home, are to be right now.
So guys, let's just proceed. I hope the noise will subside.
This Balaga, the discussion surrounding land here, you actually heard that it was clearly signed for, right? So the father was here to sign, give a signature. Of course, witnesses must be there with such a transaction being held. And he signed. You know, I told you these people are sick. They are sick from alcoholism. And if they don't save themselves, if GINTU doesn't save them from this family is going down. Because when people are drunk, of course, they keep selling anything they have, including even cups. They may sell everything, literally everything, I'm telling you. So the people who are making noise about this, I think it is high time, if you want to save them, you better go to that village and rescue this family from alcoholism. That is their first sickness. You know, once they are saved from sickness, then their property will be saved. Or else, We will keep blaming MWANGO, we'll keep blaming Marwa, but in any village where you have this sort of people, of course, those who have money buy their land, and with time they'll become beggars in the homes of such people. They'll keep begging from the people who bought land from them, and sometimes even stealing from them. That's the reality from every other place that we know from. If you come from any region where we have such kind of people, you understand what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, so the scenario here is not new, and it's not gonna change unless those who want to intervene do the intervention that is required, yeah? The necessary initiative measures should be taken instead of just people yapping, making noise and all that. That is not necessary for now, right?
Since Murima sold that land, he's not seen in the village anymore. He is not. Yeah, he has disappeared because he's a rich man. You know, I told you that when the drunkards get money, they believe they are rich. So he's no longer in the village. So why is GINTU making noise about this land? So I added one and the other, and I found the gaps after working with Ian Marwa in the villa and then turning against him. Then, of course, the abusive aspects surrounding them. He feels like he should now take a moment, utilize this aspect of land purchase to ruin Ian Marwa and MWANGO's name. I don't say they are very clean, but then in this one, I think I've now found the truth. Because I told you, for me, I just get to dig and dig and dig and find where the gap is. So the gap is in Murimi's family. You remember Murimi, Ernesto, and Matibo. They are brothers. And all of them are sick somehow. They are sick, literally sick. So the YouTubers who are there supporting this family, I think you need to do more than just talking. If you need to help, do something for that family to save them. Yeah. Now let's get to another banker here. I was just looking at GINTU, Mogesi situation. And GINTU is there suspecting that David Jr. has vandalized the shop. The cloth shop, they call it special dress clothes. The special clothes. Did you see those t-shirts? And in fact, he showed us one of the trousers he was telling us he bought from there. I don't know whether you saw. He is indicating that that shop has special clothes. Now he's also already titled his video, David Jr. suspected by police for vandalizing Mogesi's shop. I don't know if he's taken to court. Does he have evidence about this aspect? Because I saw the police moving front, back. They're talking about this door was vandalized. And I'm like, I hope you people, you didn't vandalize your own shop, because hey, talk of crime. If in case they just dig out the aspects and find something, you know, something funny about it, I don't know. I don't know why my intuition tells me different. But GINTU, you people you saw on the streets, GINTU was there talking, and he's insinuating that whoever did this knows Mogesi very well. I don't know. How close has Mogesi been with Devi? Because as from my knowledge, from the few or whatever videos I've watched, these people have not been close. And I wonder what motive Devi Jr. would have to go vandalize such a shop, even the time. Because this man is always busy. Now, yesterday we saw him taking a video, of course, and I did a reaction on that. So I don't know how true it can be that Devi Jr. can do this. But just watch shortly here. This is the video posted by
How did it happen? We don't understand, and we're going to be knowing what's really happening at this kind of the brim point, so we can just analyze and know what's really coming out at this kind of the area. And the doors are from the frontier. We don't have any kind of a problem here, but from the back side there, we're going to be having a little bit of a problem. It means that they came from the other side
now,
to make sure they're going to be attending at this kind of the area.
Why not? I have to visit and see one positive, one negative here and there. Because as I told you, I'm not going to praise and worship. At the same time, I won't trash everything. I won't trash. If you come here watching, expecting me to trash everything, forget about it. And if you come here expecting that I'll praise and worship everything, forget about it. I'm not here to do this. I'm a critic, and a critic looks at the positive and negative. Though most times we should look at the negatives because they help you better. Even the future, you better. So when I got to this villa, looking at this video that Ian Maro had posted, of course he had posted as a birthday, and I was like, I'm waiting for the birthday, man, give me the cake. I'm waiting for the birthday. And I didn't see it. I don't know whether I rushed. But to say the truth, when I looked at that video, one thing that I didn't like is about the comment the king gave. But before I come to the comment, let me start so that my whatever I'm fixing there later will be, whatever I'm fixing up there will run in line with what I'm talking about now. Guys, I looked at that water that is seeping through under the house, and I was like, okay, what the hell is this? So I just want people who are knowledgeable about what is happening here to drop comments in my comment section. What exactly was he trying to say? Because he was telling us water is everything. And he has a very thick foundation that does not joke. But then, he was even comparing the house to the... You remember the new vehicle in town? The tourism one, the one that looks like tourism car, van. Yeah? We call it what? Hey, it's not a Range Rover, it's what? He was referring to it and saying, it is sitting as strong as that. I like that analogy anyway. But I don't think I can compare a house to the vehicle because a vehicle cannot stand as strong. Anyway, it was in his perspective. But I just want to ask, what was this that we are being shown? The water that is spilling over under the house. He was saying that it comes from under. Was it because the place is swampy? I didn't understand. And I was just wondering. Is that safe for that house? Maybe the foundation is strong. Just correct me if I'm thinking otherwise. But then I was looking at it and wondering, okay, what's happening here? What's happening? I've not got it right.
Flowing, you see?
Yeah,
Other
just see
water
that
is coming
video
from
and
here.
tell me something about it.
Other water is flowing from, you see? From below. This water is coming from down the house, below. If you dig here, you'll see more water flowing. From below. And there's still some water coming from the other side. But because the foundation of this house doesn't play around, it doesn't play around. That's why you see the house is standing strong as my Land Cruiser over there. So let me see what's going on.
And now, let's get to this part where Marwa is shouting at the workers. He's shouting at the workers about not having gumboots. They have worked there for too long, but they earn... In fact, he quoted the dollars. I'll let that one, he talks. And of course, I was commenting just behind the video. So do you think it's right to shout at workers and tell them, you've been earning a lot from here, why don't you have clothes? Hey, there is the part of ego. Among the Luo, they call it nyadi. Nyadi is very important, whether you are poor or whatever. People don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be embarrassed. They would wish that one is said behind the camera. So the king of Nyabo. I think this is the few aspect that I think we need to work on. Because do you think by embarrassing them in public now makes them go by? I think some of these workers, the problem with most workers we have in villages, most of them work from hand to mouth. even some, of course, fundis. I've had fundis working on my building, and per day, some of them earn as much as 800 Kenyan shillings. But tomorrow, ask them about even 10 bob. They don't have. That is why whenever they work, they finish the day, they are waiting. Their hands are like this. They'll even strike. When you paid them the whole week, 800, then one day if you don't have it, they won't come to work. That is the nature of our workers in Africa. Let me just be genuine. If you think otherwise, tell me. Just drop a comment in the comment sections. And no wonder, most of those workers don't come with tools. Most of the tools, wheelbarrows, pangas, you know, it is you as the owner of the building who has to come up with them. As for them, and that is why most times again, full contracts in Kenya don't work. Half contracts work than full contracts. You provide material, everything. Sometimes they want you even to provide food, and they don't want you to count. So I was just looking at that and saying, oh, when he shouts to them like this on the video, how suitable is it? How comfortable? You know, I wouldn't be comfortable to be embarrassed. Sometimes it's good to say the truth, but saying it as naked as that in public, it's so embarrassing because we have a face to keep, right? And sometimes when people just react based on how you've approached the situation, not why, you know. Of course, their safety requires that they have gumboots, but shouting at them in public, King of Nyabohanze. I just hope that they'll continue coming. Yeah?
I think I may
because
end
you are
up
constructing
bringing
that
one more cheaper.
Where now we'll be
Kesho msikuje kazi bila gumboots. Hiyo mbona mmekula pesa ya hii mji na mvai hata gumboots. Sasa nyinyi ni watu gani? Guys, imagine these guys have been working here for like 3 weeks and they don't have gumboots, and gumboots is like $3 and per day they earn like $7, you know, a lot of money. So I'm telling them tomorrow they don't come if they don't have gumboots.
These streets. You people, the long nose, you call her long nose. I don't want to call people like that anyway. Forgive me. So, ROCIO. You people have been talking about ROCIO in UK, ROCIO. And I was just following and talking about ROCIO in London. I was surprised that by Sunday, she's still at the construction site. You see, she was still at the construction site. And of course, we saw her. That one I just fixed here a little. And my question is ROCIO traveling later, or did she travel? Or why is this confusion, you know? I don't understand. Thank you guys for following, you know, subscribing, sharing my videos. I love you a lot. And I appreciate you for your presence. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.